Okay, guys, way back in university, Roland Rice used to sponsor our Christian union with bags of rice when we are going for outreach, that is evangelism. But I never knew this man until one entrepreneurship program he was invited to educate us on how to start a business and also share his experience with us. Met him through that, but I never knew him in person. And now he is here with me right now, and I'm going to ask him all the questions I have on my mind and all what you need to know. So guys, let me introduce to you Roland Rice. I know him as Roland Rice, so he's going to talk more about himself. Nice to meet you, sir.
Nice meeting you too.
Okay, Roland Rice.
Yes.
Why Roland Rice? And who is Roland Rice?
Wow. First of all, I would like to thank you for visiting our fields in the Shama District.
Okay.
Yeah, so Roland Rice.
Yeah.
In personality, I'm Jesse Roland Pra.
Roland Pra.
Yeah,
okay.
That's my full name. So with a brand name, I decided to use the middle name Roland as a brand name.
Wow.
Most people knew me as Jesse Pra. I took the Roland out a bit because when I was in class 4, I could remember this in class 4. When I write on my book Jesse Pra, I normally make it Jesse Pra.
Okay.
So when the book comes, then somebody will write Jesse River Pra.
Yeah, the Pra.
Yes.
Okay.
So because of the R, then they will put river there in place of the Roland. So I decided to take the R out so that it will become Jesse Pra.
Okay.
So that was how everything started. So most people, all friends, even at the university level, they knew me as Jesse Pra.
Okay, then why didn't you do Jesse Rice and why Roland Rice?
Yes, initially I didn't want anybody to know I was the one behind the brand.
Yes, that's nice.
So it was something like the brand is there, but you don't know the owner.
The owner, the person behind the brand.
Yes. So I placed the Roland there, of which people didn't know I was the one. So they were like, maybe I'm working under their company, Roland Rice, but they didn't really know it's my name that's on the brand.
Wow.
So those family members and other few friends who really knew me, very close friends, knew I was the one behind the brand.
Okay.
Yes.
So what type of rice is Roland Rice? Is it a foreign rice or locally made rice?
Roland Rice is a local rice, but we use the name Roland because Roland sounds foreign.
Okay.
And due to the taste of we Ghanaians, the taste for foreign goods. Okay. Since we started growing, we've known that Ghanaians like foreign products.
Okay.
Yeah. But we need to change. We are trying to change that mindset. So we use the brand name Roland Rice. It will sound foreign, but you are eating local.
Wow, that's nice. Oh, okay.
So that's the entire concept.
Okay, so can you tell us a little story about the Roland Rice, how it came into existence? Was it just a night, boom, Roland Rice is in existence, or it started from somewhere?
Yeah, Roland Rice, way back 2015. I trained as a professional teacher. I attended University of Education Kumasi campus. Wow. I studied construction technology. So I'm supposed to be a professional teacher.
Yeah.
Teaching building construction in maybe the secondary school or maybe JHS.
A teacher is now a farmer.
Yeah. So during our time, there was embargo on education. Okay. So you can't go to the teaching field. Yeah, there was embargo on it. So I applied for any field work. But it was difficult getting any company to work with. So luckily for me, I had this company, WAP Cost Limited.
Okay.
Yes, they are into consultancy, building of dams, irrigation. So I applied and they saw my certificate and realized that I'm to teach.
Oh, okay.
So they realized I won't be able to do field work. They needed engineers. People from tech or
other universities.
Yes, other universities. So I had to prove to them that I'll be able to do the work. So they should try me with one of their sites.
Okay.
So the first site I went was Takoradi.
Okay.
It was a 55 acre land for rice production.
Okay.
So that's how everything started. So we had to build a dam, do the canals, level the fields, prepare everything for farmers to come in.
Okay.
So the work was done neatly, very nice, and I was given 1 acre due to the good work I did. So I took 1 acre for trial. That was in July, 1st July 2015. That was when I planted my first rice. No, 1st June 2015. That was when I first planted rice. So I harvested in September. I brought the rice home. After milling, I brought it home, then tried cooking it. So during the cooking, the scent, the aroma that was coming out, I was like, so local rice smells good. So I was waiting for it to finish cooking, then I have a taste of it. And I tasted, and Charlie, the rice was perfect. So I realized that there's no difference between this foreign rice and the local rice. So why is it that people are not purchasing local rice? So I started doing the research, asking people why they prefer foreign rice than the local rice, and they were like, there are stones in the local rice and it's not well packaged. You hardly see them in the market a whole lot. So there were a lot of challenges as at that time for local rice in 2015, around 2015. So I took the pain to come out with something. Either I will produce more for people to get to know about local rice. So what I did was, the ones I harvested, I started sharing them out.
For free?
Free. Yeah, so that was samples, giving out samples for people to try. So friends will start calling. Big people will call, oh, the rice you gave us, we've tried it and it's very nice. Where did you get it from?
There are no stones.
There were no stones. You see, I had to make sure everything is neat before you give it out. So everything was clean, very neat. So they started calling. All those that I gave the rice to, you try the rice, Roland, is very nice. Where can we get some to buy? So the demand started coming. The feedback was positive.
Then it was a company's rice. It was a company,
it wasn't for a company. It's just like giving out the lands for farmers to come in, farm, and maybe sell it off. It's like a program like poverty alleviation.
Okay, so you planted them yourself, or you gave it to a farmer to do that?
I was involved.
Wow.
Yes, I planted it myself. 1 acre. Acre. So I remember the number of bags I had to sell some off and keep some in the house. So that was what I was sharing out. So when the feedback started coming in, they were really positive. People were like, where would I get some of the rice to buy? And I was, unless I plant again before I can get you some. So quickly sitting down, I had to rush on the farmers that also planted the same variety, started buying from them. Then the next thing is packaging. How to package the rice to make it suitable for the market. That was another work I had to do, and it took more years for me to get packaging. You see, it's a venture that you are now going in. You need to know much about it. Especially with Food and Drugs Board. Before anything can come into the market, you need to register with Food and Drugs Board, everything, standard board. So all this takes time before you get all those approvals.
What makes Roland rice different from the other, maybe locally or foreign produced rice?
Yes, Roland rice has been very special, honestly. Aside the brand name, the quality of the rice itself, because there are no preservatives. So it's free from chemicals. So everything about Roland rice is natural. And it's very neat. The scent too is there. When you cook, you know you've eaten something natural. We don't add any additives to it. We don't add anything. It's the natural way. Yes, everything about it is natural. So what makes our brand very unique is our packaging. We have a nice one in a pack, a box. That's the only local rice in a nice box. Then our 5 kg rubber. So it's unique. If you compare it to other local rice, Roland rice is unique.
It's unique. Okay, you said you started with 1 acre. So how many acres of land do you have right now?
Currently, Roland rice in person as a farmer is 10 acres. And we have outgrowers of about 300 acres. And we are, for now, in the Shama District. So we are expanding. So we'll be going to other regions, central region and Volta region. Later we'll be going through the northern region too.
Okay, so as a farmer, do you only produce or do you only grow rice, or do you have other crops too here?
What we normally do is when we grow the rice, we can also grow some vegetables on the bonds. So you can see okra, we plant okra on the bond. So at times you can be harvesting the okra to sell and get something on yourself for you to be able to buy. Maybe if it's catapult that you need to buy, any smaller things you need. Maybe when coming to the field, you drink water, you can use some of this money to buy water. Yes. So that's what we do. We grow green pepper, cucumber, all on the bonds.
Okay. So you said first you gave it to the people for free and they love the rice. And now that you are selling it, are they buying it? Are Ghanaians buying it?
What I've done so far, I would say I've been able to spread the good news about local rice for people to really love eating local rice. So that's the major work we've done. We do more of advertisement and through social media. We normally do that. And we are trying, especially with the youth, we want to encourage the youth to know much of what we produce. So when they get to have a taste of it, they know what we produce is very good. So we have to start from the youth. We need to win their taste because the foreign rice, the youths currently started with the foreign rice. So we need to change that perspective or that.
Do you think that is easy to change the youth or even the Ghanaian perspective from maybe eating? Let's take a rice. To stop eating foreign rice, then come and eat the local rice.
It's a long way to go, but I think we need to start from somewhere. And the time is now, and that's what I'm doing.
So do you export some?
We've sent Roland Rice to US before.
Wow.
Yeah, early this year we sent some to US, and there's demand from the shops that the rice went to. The samples that we sent to the shops, they are calling in for more rice. But the only thing is the price involved exporting rice to other countries is huge. So we are still working on that stuff, but currently there's high demand in Ghana. So we still need to supply those in Ghana first.
So as I know, as a young entrepreneur, a youth who wants to start a business in Ghana, there are a lot of difficulties and challenges the person faces. So what were some of your challenges when you were starting, and even during and now?
Okay, you see, the advice I'll give to any youth that wants to start a business, it might not even be a youth, a grown-up person who also wants to start a business. What you need to do is you need to have your own personal savings first. Then you start with family and friends. So you talk to few friends, few family members to get to support you with some cash. This is what you want to do. Maybe at the end, I'll give you this. But you just don't go to somebody that give me money. You have to be able to convince the person that what you are doing is profitable. So at the end, maybe you'll be able to give him some returns. When you are going in for money, don't go in for a short-term money. Tell the person to give you a longer grace period, if it's 2 years or 5 years, because businesses take time before it stands. Yes. If you tell the person, within 1 month, I'll give you your money, that one is a lie. You might not be able to get money from people. So you need to really tell them this is a long-term project. So they should give you adequate time for you to be able to pay back. Or if they will become shareholders in your business too, that one too is there.
What are some of the challenges you are facing here as a farmer and in Ghana?
As a rice farmer, we have the cultivation side, like the planting. What we realize is after planting, there might not be rains. So if you are not close to any water source that you can get water, you can pump water into your farm, it means you'll be running at a loss that particular year. There are some years it rains a lot, there are some years it doesn't rain at all.
And rice too, it needs a lot of
rice
water.
Needs water. Not at the earlier stage, but at the middle stage to the booting stage. It needs water. And when we are about harvesting, all the water should go. The major challenge has been bird scaring. The birds like the rice. So always they are pesting on the rice. So we need to get people to be doing bird scaring. So I always throw this challenge to the university students. They should come out with designs, technology that can scare birds on the field.
Are the scarecrow not enough?
No, the scarecrows, the birds they adapt to it. Then they see that the scarecrows are not causing any harm. So they always attack the rice. So always we have humans around to be scaring, shouting, throwing catapults to scare the birds. So from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. you have to be on the field for 1 month.
Wow.
Yeah. So at this stage, this is where the bird starts destroying the rice. So you need to be scaring the birds.
But I learned they cover a rice farm. Why is yours not covered?
Yes, we use nets to cover the fields. So that it will prevent birds from damaging the rice. But what we realize is when you are about harvesting, you need to fold them. So during the folding period, it might pick impurities. So bringing it back to its original stage makes it difficult. So it starts tearing. So that's why it's normally difficult for us to use net. And looking at the land, about 130 acres, we can't use net for the whole field. So we are trying to use technology like the drone to scare birds. You fly the drones to be chasing the birds. Then we use high sounds like the gas and there's a technology that normally sounds boom.
Then they'll
like a gun. So then they will fly off. So these are the two technologies we are trying to use to scare birds. And another challenge is harvesting. How to harvest the rice. So we have the manual and the machine method. So the manual is using sickle to cut and beat for the grains to come out. That one you lose a lot of grains because they will fall on the ground. And the combined harvester comes in to harvest and stores in a tank and offloads it for you.
So is harvesting a problem like for Ghanaian rice?
Yes, harvesting is a problem, a great problem, in a sense that if you don't get these machines to come and harvest for you, you run at a loss. You get it? And the machine can use only 1 hour to harvest 1 acre. Manual will use 2 days to harvest 1 acre. So you see the time difference. So recently I was trying to come out with something, investing into time. Yes. Time is money. That's what we always say. Time is money. So if you invest into time, that means you'll be getting more money.
So do you have employees? How many employees do you have?
With the employees, we have permanent and temporary workers. So with the permanent staff, we have about 5 staff. With the packaging, we do packaging also. So after mailing the rice, we package them, not here but in Takoradi. That's where we do our packaging. So we have the packaging staff. Then we have the farm managers too, who always be monitoring the farm. Then we have outgrowers that also cultivate the rice. So when we take those people, they are contract workers. So I would say they are more than 50.
Permanent and temporary?
No, with the temporary. Permanent, they are 5, and the temporary, we have about 50. Then we have those also distributors. They are not under us because we don't pay them. So we don't classify them as our staff. But they are all, if you take the entire value chain, they are all part of Roland Rice.
After harvesting that one, the grains and stuff, do you do it yourself or?
Currently we don't have our own milling machine.
Machine.
So we send it to there's a government machine around that we normally send our rice for processing. But with time we are praying, hoping on God for greater investors to come in so that we also acquire our own machines.
And how many stages, you know you have the long grain, how many stages are Roland Rice?
We do the normal grain. It's not short, it's not long. It's intermediate.
Intermediate. So what do you do
Yeah,
with the other
so
ones?
the varieties, we grow jasmine, acre, and the Vica. Jasmine is the normal foreign rice, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You grow that one here.
Yes, we grow that one too. So
Wow.
that gives the sense that they are called the aromatic rice.
Aromatic.
When you cook them, you smell it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's jasmine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what advice will you give to anybody who wants to start a business specifically into rice farming?
Okay. So with the rice farming, any youth that wants to go into rice farming, first of all, you really need to steady somebody who is already into the rice business.
Oh, yeah.
You need to do more research,
okay.
Visit the farms, get to know much about it, acquire your own land, and the land you must make sure is suitable for rice production.
Okay.
It must get a water source of water. That's the most important thing. Okay. And the land size, you can start with about 5 acres.
You can start with about 5
acres.
Okay. Yeah. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've learned a lot and I've asked most of your questions and your questions are answered. Until meet again in my next video. Love you and bye-bye.